Hello, everybody. This is Solfege Live with Jack Stevenson, and that's me, Jack. And today, we're going to start in our usual way, simply by just listening. So that's our melody for the day, something that we want to kind of start with, something to get us singing. I like to start with the music. And so I don't like to talk about what we're going to do with it, how we're going to do it, what nothing. I just want to play it. I want to get them to hear it and get them focused on the fact, oh yeah, we're supposed to be listening, and this is a music class. We're doing music here from the first moment to the last moment, as much as possible. No in-betweens.
So here's the song, and if you look at the score here on the screen, you'll see, well, it starts in the middle line, and there's a number 3. So this means I'm going to be using function, and I'm going to go 3, 4, 3, 2, etc. So let me just take a moment and sing and play the piece for you. 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, set 1, 1 set, 6 set, 6, 5. Okay, so we could break this down into small phrases and teach it phrase by phrase, all by rote, of course. So, but perhaps now we're thinking maybe we should start actually placing the actual name of the note that we're singing instead of just the function. Give it a name that could be carried over to the keyboard. You may not want to start here in the piece like this. You may want to start with one of these exercises that I also have, where we just take seconds in different parts of the scale. So here you see I have this sol, la, and it's the 5. So we're going to call this sol. And now, careful that I'm not trying to pay too much attention to these clefs. I'm not really going to focus on those clefs. I'm getting the eye focused on the lines and spaces. And I'm just really using one line and a space above one. And then down here, I'm using a line and a space below. So here I have 4. So you can see, this is going to be then the half step. I'm practicing working with the half step. And here I'm practicing working with the whole step. Just sol, yeah. Sol, la, sol, sol, sol. So I'm just really working on those 2 notes. And I'm showing them the score, perhaps on the board or in their books if they have them. But then we could be working on sol, fa, fa, mi, mi, fa. So you see I'm using the trochaic pattern here, and I'm using the dactylic and anapest here. And hopefully by this time they're able to read these rhythm notation, and we're melding the rhythm notation with the pitches. Now, Dalcroze did the same thing, and he did it sort of this way. Notice his exercise was on one line. And I think I mentioned this the last time. And if you want to use just one line, then 2 lines, then 3 lines, then finally 5 lines, that's definitely workable. And in his Porte Musicale, this book, he has the do marked under the line. And then that would be obviously then the re. And he has the students singing this do and re, and here's do and re again. And everything, though, you will notice here is always focused on do. He tells us where the do is, and that goes on for a long time. And notice we're doing do because we're in do major. So he's working on do and re, and then eventually through the book he goes to other pitches as well. Let's go back for a second here to where I'm doing 5 lines. I like the 5 lines and 4 spaces because then I kind of can focus the student's attention on the context in which it lies. So there's these other places, and I get their eye to focus here. Now, if you're having a hard time with that and you think, maybe I better just use 1 line or 2 lines, then change back and forth, or go to that, or develop that idea. No problem. It all depends on how well your students pick up the ideas and how well their vision is, how well their vision works. That's more to the point. If you notice, here's 4/3 or fa mi, and up here is 5/6. So we have 3, 4, 5, and 6. And in these 2 little exercises, if we learned them and we worked on them, then we could sort of improvise using 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, how could we do that? Well, it's very, very easy, because we have a woman, a British lady. Here she is. Her name is Sarah Glover. So she created this solfa system, primarily because she was a church musician in England and taught the boys to sing in the boys' choir. And so she continually, just like Guido did way back in the 1st century, her frustration is getting them to learn to read faster. So she thought if they learned just this do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, she changed the C to T because she just wanted to use, you can see here on her little chart, she just wanted to use the first letters. So the S was reserved for sol, and then the T, you can see a little T here. That, let's see if I can get it bigger. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Too big. All right, let's go back. The T here is for the do. And notice that she has this sort of ladder that she used. So she would point to the letters and they would sing the pitches, and she would teach them songs this way that they were going to sing, or hymns that they were, or pieces that they were going to sing in church. Then later on, this developed by a man, Reverend John Curwen. He lived a little later. He lived at the same time, but he was much younger than Clara was. He picked up on her ideas and developed these hand signs, you see. So here we have the sol, the mi, and the do. Where's T? Oh yeah, here's T. And notice they spell it T-E, and re, R-A-Y, and sol, S-O-H, and do, D-O-H, as I use this D-O-H all the time. So the re and the T, and then notice he has first step, learning the triad. Second step, learning this half step up to do, and the re down to do, and then the la falls to sol, and then the fa falls to me. So this is in the 3rd step. He had it all. He had a whole way of approaching these hand signs, somewhat different from what people think of now in the Kodály system. Calling this do, call it 1, and this 5, and the sol is 5, and the mi. And so then you could sing. Where's my original song? There we go. Okay, so 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 4, 5, etc. So now we're trying to get ourselves to focus in tonal patterns, and I say here using function. 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, 7, 1, and we can learn these functions really well. The fun part about these things is that you turn the function into the name of the note. So 1 is going to be do. So do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do, si, do. So we learn to translate the function that we see into an actual pitch. But as soon as we change this to another key, this 1 is no longer do. If we're in F major, that's going to be fa. So these get very much fun as we bring in more keys. Now, what you can do with these is sing them in various patterns. So we do, re, mi, fa, sol. You want to do them in any rhythm, just so that kind of makes sense for you. So we're learning to translate function into actual pitch names. Now here we have a rhythm. And so now it's time to do the reverse. So we have our either function numbers, or we have our note names. And what we can do is then sing a melody using those on a given rhythm. Do, re, mi, fa, mi, re, do, si. I'm actually using the names of the notes that go with the keyboard, and then I can play the keyboard. So I take my melodies always to the keyboard and have the students play them and sing them and play them at the same time. So again, we're going to stop now and we'll pick up here on the next video, and perhaps we'll even introduce a new key. And how do we do that still using seconds? We're not going to change from seconds yet. And perhaps even how to use those different clefs. So for now, goodbye, and thank you so much for your participation and your support. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. It helps the videos disseminate throughout the world. And I appreciate that. And as always, write me with your questions, and see you next time. Bye-bye.